Luke 7. When Isa finished saying all this to the people, he returned to Capernaum. A Roman centurion there had a servant he valued highly. But the servant became sick and was near death. So when that officer heard about Isa, he sent some Hebrew elders with the request that Isa come and heal the servant. When the elders arrived, they pleaded with Isa, testifying of the officer, "He is worthy of your aid, for he loves our people and built a prayer hall for us." So Isa went with them. But just before they arrived at the house, the centurion sent some friends with a message. "Lord, don't trouble yourself by coming to my home. I'm not worthy of the honor. I'm not even worthy to meet you. Just say the word, and my servant will be healed. For I understand authority, being under my superiors, but over my soldiers. I tell one to go, another to come, and my servant to do this or that, and they obey." Amazed, Isa turned to the crowd following him and said, "Well, I haven't seen faith like this anywhere in Israel." And when the officer's friends returned to his house, they found the slave was well. Soon afterward, Isa went to the town of Nain. His disciples and a large crowd followed. As he approached the town gate, a body was being carried out for burial, that of a widow's only son. And a large crowd from the town was with her. The Lord saw the widow and felt deeply compassionate for her. "Don't cry," he said. Then he approached the funeral pallet and put his hand on it. The pallbearers stopped. "Young man," he said, "I tell you, get up." Then the dead boy sat up and began to talk. And Isa handed him to his mother. The crowd, shaken with awe, praised Allah, saying, "A mighty prophet is among us, and Allah has come and helped His people." And the news spread throughout Judea and all the surrounding region. Yahya's disciples told Yahya about all of this. Then he called and sent 2 of them to the Lord with this question, "Are you the one promised to come, or should we expect someone else?" So the 2 men from Yahya arrived and said to Isa, "Yahya the baptizer sent us to ask, are you the one promised to come, or should we expect someone else?" Then and there, Isa cured many people of diseases, afflictions, and evil spirits, and he restored sight to many who'd been blind. Then he told Yahya's disciples, "Go and report to Yahya what you've seen and heard. Blind people see, lame walk, lepers are healed, deaf hear, dead are brought back to life, and the poor are given the good news. And also this, blessed are those not offended by me." After Yahya's disciples left, Isa spoke about Yahya to the crowds. "Why did you go into the wilderness? To watch some reeds blow in the wind? No. Or did you go to see a man dressed in fine clothes? No. People who wear beautiful clothes and live in luxury stay in palaces. So, you went to see a prophet, right? But he is even more than a prophet. Yahya is the messenger about whom the scriptures speak. I am sending my messenger ahead of you. He will prepare your way in front of you. I'm telling you, of all mortals, Yahya is the greatest. Yet even the kingdom of Allah's least is greater than him." When the crowds heard this, the tax collectors with them, they all agreed that Allah's ways were right. Now, they had been ritually washed by Yahya. But the Pharisees and scholars of religious law, having refused to be washed by Yahya, had rejected Allah's will for themselves. Then Isa asked, "The people of this generation, What can I compare them to? What are they like? They are like children whining in the public square. We played the flute, but you wouldn't dance. We sang sad songs, but you wouldn't cry. For Yahya the baptizer has come and performed ritual washings. But since he doesn't eat bread or drink wine, you say, he's possessed by a demon. The Son of Man has come too. He eats and drinks, but you say of him, a glutton and a drunkard, a friend of tax collectors and sinners. But true wisdom is evident in all the lives of its followers. A Pharisee invited Isa to dinner, so he entered the man's home and sat at the table. And an immoral woman from town heard Isa was there. So she took an alabaster jar of perfume, went behind him at his feet and wept. Her tears fell on his feet, and she wiped them with her hair. She kept kissing them and then rubbed them with the perfume. Observing all this, the Pharisee who had invited Isa said to himself, if this man were a prophet, he would know what kind of woman is touching him, a sinner. Then Isa responded to his host, Simon, I have something to say to you. Go ahead, teacher, he replied. Isa said, 2 people owed a creditor money, one 500 denarii, and the other 50. Neither of them could repay him, but he cancelled both their debts. Which of the 2 debtors loved the man more? Simon answered, I suppose the one with the larger debt. You answered well, Isa said. Then he turned to the woman and said to Simon, look at this woman. When I entered your home, you didn't offer me water for my feet, but she has washed them with her tears and dried them with her hair. You didn't greet me with a kiss, but she from the time I entered has not stopped kissing my feet. You didn't bless me with oil for my head, but she has anointed my feet with perfume. So let me tell you, her many sins have been forgiven, as shown by her great love. But a person forgiven of little loves little. Then Isa said to the woman, yes, your sins are forgiven. The men at the table said among themselves, who is this fellow that he even forgives sin? And Isa said to the woman, your faith has saved you. Go in peace.